like we were officially live on Facebook.
We are so live.
We're
barely alive.
Very live. Welcome to the worst talk show, everybody.
Welcome.
We're a little slap happy.
Hello.
Don't know if anybody's on yet. Oh, the numbers are rising. Vicky Salapande. Can we just talk about the superstar that is Vicky Salapande right now?
Yeah.
Not only is she the first one here, Michael Maloney is second. Hello to both of you. And there's somebody else on, but I can't see who it is yet. So we're addicted to Wordle, as some of you may know. We're addicted to the
Jim Pericotti.
The word.
We're not addicted to Jim
puzzle.
Pericotti.
Not yet, but give it time. And really, the best we've ever done thus far is get the word in 3 tries. Vicky and Bridget got it in 2 today. Like, I realized that there was some luck involved. But I'm so jealous. I feel like I want to retire from Wordle because I'll never get there.
My cousin Liz.
Yes.
Okay. She put it on Facebook that she got it in 1.
Yeah, that's BS.
I know.
I mean, it's not BS. If that was her
lucky, her
if that was
first
her
word,
initial
guess.
Then that's fine. Hey, Sean. Oh, Auntie Bonnie is here as well.
Hello, Auntie Bonnie.
We are also live on Instagram, if that's easier for you guys. And I think I forgot to mention that on the post earlier, but it's been a day.
I'm contractually obligated to wave every time you say Instagram.
There's nobody watching on Instagram. We're very live, and there's nobody there. But that's okay. So thank you to everybody who's here. I am like taking a break from work to do this right now because I'm burning the candle at both ends right now in a very large way. Lewis, are you guys talking about Wordle? Yes, we are. Kevin Tachi is here. We have our mic set up. We've got a better setup. We've been learning how to use StreamYard, and we will get there, we promise, just in time for 2023. I'm sure of it. I can feel it. It's going to happen. We're actually thinking about moving the show to a day where I'm not having to take a break between my 2 jobs to do it. So we're thinking maybe Fridays at 7:30. And normally I'd be like, oh, that's when people are going to go out. And I'm like, wait a minute. We're still in a pandemic. So we'd like you all to chime in and let you know, or let us know if Friday at 7:30 would even work for you.
It's not like everyone can go out right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sean says it sounds especially good tonight. That's because we've got a podcast mic that we're using in front of us. So thank you, Sean. I appreciate that.
And of course, Angie's leaning forward with her DJ voice.
Yes, I am.
Whereas I am not. Mama Chini is on.
Hey, what's up, Tracy? My very good friend Tracy, who also happens to do my hair, and clearly I need to go see her this weekend because it's dire. I think this is the first time we've officially seen her on the show, right?
I don't know. I'm not. It might be.
Well, definitely on the Instagram. And Jack Floric is here too. He's my my friend that I've yet to meet. I have a few of those, actually.
Online friend. Nikki
T says, I go out on Friday. Will play you on my phone as I drive. Yes, Nikki, you're sort of the exception that proves the rule because you're always going out regardless of, feast, famine.
See, Auntie Bonnie, it's a good reason to pour a glass of wine and start the weekend.
All right. Let's do that. Jack Floric calls me his friend in his head. Hi, my friend in my head. Something like that. Anyway, so we're very happy you're here, but we are thinking about Fridays at 7:30. We'll keep you posted on that. Vicky says she's getting a lag on her end. How are you guys all doing? Because we are completely jacked in to the Ethernet cable.
We don't want to brag.
Yeah, so we're not
totally jacked in.
We're not using Wi-Fi, so it should be good to everybody else. I don't know what's going on with you, Vicky. Maybe it's because you won life in Wordle today that maybe you could give us a break.
Oh, everyone else is too slow now, right?
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just moving at hyper speed.
I just sprained my eyeballs rolling them.
I'm mad that I didn't get Wordle in 3. I really should have got it in 3.
Oh, you didn't get it in 3?
No, you got it in 3.
Yeah.
I did not. Here's the thing. It now dictates my mood.
My first word got no letters.
And then you still got it in 3.
Yeah.
Damn you, Dave.
Well, it's process of elimination, you know? And elimination. I couldn't afford that extra E. Process of elimination.
Okay, so we've got, we watched some things for you specifically.
Stuff and things.
Oh, and Lewis Warren says the upgrades are awesome, so we're very happy. Why are we going back to trivia where computer speed counts? Oh, yeah, that is true. We're never going back to trivia, just so you guys know. I know, everyone's like, but we miss trivia. Well, we don't miss the actual work involved in the trivia part. No bueno. So I took a very large leap away from what I normally like to watch, television-wise. Usually it needs to have some sort of sci-fi fantasy element.
But wait a minute, it does have ghosts.
That is true. But normally I do not like to watch comedies. I know, I'm a weirdo.
You don't like to watch anything on CBS.
No, definitely not. And yet here we are, we watched Ghosts on CBS. Hey, Bob Tarasi. Jim Pericotti, tomorrow's word will be jazzy just to mess with everybody. I love it. So we started watching Ghosts. We immediately watched the first 3 episodes, and it's funny.
It's fun and funny, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
It's
and
nice, yeah.
I even, deal with a commercial in the beginning because we're watching it on Hulu. Even though we pay no ads, we still have to watch ads. Thanks, Hulu. Don't really understand how that works.
That's some BS.
Okay, Vicky has switched to her phone, and there's no longer a lag.
So the lag was on your
side. From the
side.
Phone to her iPad, lag is fixed.
Vicky,
okay.
Stop laying your hang-ups on us.
Listen, Vicky, just because you won Wordle in life today doesn't mean you can boss us around.
Remember,
actually, it does mean you can boss us around.
When you point a finger, 3 fingers point back at you.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
But what do you say about the thumb?
You don't talk about my thumb.
We don't talk about Bruno.
I'm usually sitting on it.
We don't talk about thumbs either. Jay Santiano has joined. We'll say hi. So if you're new to the Worst Talk Show, we talk about things that you should watch, things that you should listen to, and things that you should eat, make, or bake, basically based on our lives up to this very second. And Lewis Warren says, for a second, I thought you were talking about that old Jennifer Love Hewitt show. Oh, no. I have a strict rule, no watching Jennifer Love Hewitt anything. Unless so that's never going to happen.
No clothes on.
Lauren is here as well. Hello, Lauren. Welcome. So we're going to get started. We talked about Ghosts. I think it's funny. It's this old couple it's a young couple that inherits a very old house. Mansion. And of course, I love any old Victorian style houses and all that stuff.
This is beyond that.
Yeah, it's nuts. So I'm all over it. And she bangs her head, and we meet the ghosts that have haunted this place because they all died somewhere on the property.
Yeah,
and have some sort of unfinished business. And then
it's fun. All the different ghosts.
The woman that inherits the house hits her head, and now she can suddenly see all the ghosts. And it's just the premise sounds kind of silly and stupid, and it's definitely born out of 80s, early and mid 80s sitcom style.
It's kind of well done.
It is well done.
I actually I'm like, what are they filming on? Because it has a look to it.
Yeah, the film stock, whatever they're using, is really nice. And we say, is it Perfect Strangers? Balky's cousin?
Oh, yeah,
whatever, what's his name?
Mark Lynn Baker.
Mark Lynn Baker is in it. Love.
I mean, we don't know if he's going to be a recurring character.
Yeah, he's a jerky next-door neighbor, but I have a feeling.
Yeah, it could be.
But all the ghosts are played by very funny actors. The writing's funny. There's a Viking that somehow stumbled on the property 1,000 years prior. And then there's everybody up to an early 2000s New York stockbroker who was partying with Lizzie Grubman. There's just a lot of funny references about that particular era.
He's got a suit jacket on, his tie, he looks awesome, and he's naked from the waist down.
Oh, Connor's here.
Hey, it's my boy.
That's right. He's like, hi, Dad.
Hi, Connor. Welcome.
So if you're intrigued, if you're thinking about maybe checking out Ghosts, we're going to tell you, check it out. Absolutely. It was good. It was lighthearted. Sometimes you just don't want to look at saving the world or dealing with another fantasy pandemic on television or something. You just want to have a laugh. and this was definitely that. It was about all I could handle last night, and I laughed a lot. So, hi, Connor. He said hi to me too.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Connor is watching live from
Missouri. Yes,
that's right.
Whiteman Air Force Base, ladies and gentlemen.
We're very excited that you're here because you don't usually tune in, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so we finished Station 11.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people do not like the show. There's a lot of trash talking on the interwebs about Station 11.
Maybe they have hang-ups about, like, it doesn't match the book or whatever. Yeah. Okay, that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. But as somebody who never read the book, okay, you know, I'll give it up. A lot of times, what we create in our minds as we read a book is better than what comes out in a film or in a series.
What do I always say?
Okay,
if there's a book and there's a film, watch the film first because there'll always be more in the book.
Right.
So you'll always be like, oh man, that movie's over. I wanted more.
Film,
go to the book.
Then it'll fill it out for you.
I know a lot of people do it the other way around.
The bottom line is this. Maybe it's my medication. It could be. Because we're changing my meds.
It's definitely the medication.
I cried like a baby.
Like a baby.
I'm getting choked up right now thinking about it. No, I'm not. I cheered.
Yeah, when certain characters showed up.
Wept tears
It was
of joy.
It's a great payoff.
It's really well done.
Riddles is on Instagram, and he says Station 1 through 10 sucked. Thank you, Casey.
Right,
who's probably bartending now. It weaves all these different stories together. You really don't know where it's going until the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, it jumps back and forth in time.
Lori Petty is in it. The main character, what's her face, who was Cameron on that show, I liked.
You just totally set me up.
I know.
Mackenzie Davis.
Yes. She's
Mackenzie Davis.
Delightful to watch.
Her ugly crying is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
It is. And she plays a character who we also see as a young girl, and the actress who plays the young girl is also excellent. There's a lot going on. It's very Shakespearean.
Yeah. On different levels.
Yeah. We really, really, really love it. It's a great... it must be amazing to binge. We watched it episodically.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd watch a couple episodes at a time, but we really kind of spaced it out.
We couldn't wait.
I think if you want to do something for a whole weekend, I mean... I don't know, pace yourselves. It's heavy. But it's well worth it. Jack Florick says, real men cry, Dave, so...
Well, let me tell you, I'm as real as anybody.
And Casey wants to know if you also eat quiche. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because real men cry and real men eat quiche.
I usually like to eat quiche after I kick some wise ass's ass.
Name Casey Riddles. By the way, Sean is back at chefing for the online food delivery thing. Sean, can you give everybody the link? On Facebook, our good pal Sean is an amazing chef, and he is chefing again for this new site that started last year, and I can't think of the name of it right now. So Sean, please throw it up there because I want to give you some love.
Give you a plug.
Right. So, favorite part of today so far, Dave was dropping off Kendall at school, I think. And he was using voice to text to let me know that he wanted to watch something with me when he got home. And it's Wednesday, so I kind of knew what he was talking about. But voice to text thought he said, "Bookaboo, overfed." That's what it said on the text. I want to watch Bookaboo, overfed. And we both were laughing hysterically because that's voice to text version of Book of Boba Fett.
Maybe I wasn't speaking clearly enough.
Bookaboo overfed sounds great, and I'm totally into that. Anyway, we watched last week's episode of Boba Fett with the
scooter gang.
The scooter biker gang, and the really long chase scene that was kind of not awesome.
It was like you expected somebody to be running next to them.
Yeah, it was very lame, let's be honest. The majority of it was very lame. This week's episode totally made up for that. We got more information on the Sarlacc. I mean, they've really sort of spaced out the past with the present, so we find out what really happened.
It comes in dribs and drabs.
Yeah.
You know, they paint a picture slowly.
And we find out,
if to say,
we get to see a lot of the stuff that we didn't see in Mandalorian of how he hooks up with Fennec.
Yep.
And we're not going to spoil it, but at the very end we find out something exciting based on a musical cue.
Just a little thing, and you're like, yeah!
Like, remember when we saw the episode where somebody showed up to save Fennec from dying, and you could hear the spurs, and we immediately knew that meant it was Boba Fett? It's kind of like that, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Amy Prohaska, hello! So
Hello,
Sean
Amy.
O'Brien is chefing at chef.com, which is SHEF.com. And he's under Sean-O. So just go ahead and look for Sean O on chef.com, and he will make the food, and then they would deliver it right to your door.
Casey Riddles, I'm sure he'll make you a quiche.
Terry Manning is here. Hello, Terry. We've already talked about the fact that we think you should be watching Ghosts, and if you have HBO Max, check out Station 11.
Station
it is
11.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Nikki T says, I had a nerd conversation on Facebook this week discussing Boba Fett. Guess I'm now a dweeb. Yay! Welcome!
Welcome to Dweeberville.
Welcome to the dark side. We have cookies. Afterlife. Ricky Gervais. The final season.
I didn't cry at that.
He sobbed. That's what he's trying to tell you.
But it was a good sob.
By the last episode, we were both in full Oprah ugly cry mode. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was
Listen,
bad.
hey, he can be him. You know, he can be Ricky Gervais.
Yeah,
but
there's times when he can be a little
The show
much.
has a lot of heart. It's poignant.
Now, this is the third season. Ricky usually does TV shows, and he blasts them out after 2 seasons because he always wants to go out on top. So it is really interesting. Connor Dow is checking in and saying, you're really not going to talk about the Peacemaker? Didn't we talk about Peacemaker last week?
Yeah.
And Eagly and all of that?
Where you been, son?
No, Amy's also chiming in and saying Station 11's so good. No, it's fine that you're late because we could talk about it all day long, really. Station 11 is definitely worth your time, people. And I don't understand. So many people in my social media feeds were, like, angry. Speaking of that, a very good friend who I really, have always respected their opinion went off on the Tender Bar, and she was so mad that she thought they were just doing bad Boston accents, and then how can it take place in Manhasset, Long Island, when it's clearly filmed in New England? And I'm like, it really wasn't that big of a stretch to just have the suspension of disbelief there. Was curious about all of that. Vicky says, I got a trial of Showtime just to binge Yellow Jackets over the weekend. Man, everybody's talking about that show.
We have yet to
I will
watch
definitely watch it. Also, Jimmy Gilbert giving the full court press on Pen 15, or do we call it penis? I think we call it Pen 15. To the point where I was getting texts in the middle of doing other things going, it's really worth your time, man. It's not just a comedy. It's so much more. Full court press. Jimmy Gilbert. We will get to it. It's on the list, I promise.
I don't know. He's like an executive producer on that or something.
Nikki T, Tender Bar rules, and do you really need to explain to people why films are made in mass? No, because it's cheaper. That's why.
And we're better, kid.
I think that Afterlife, Ricky Gervais, definitely worth your time. Bring a box of Kleenex to the last episode because it's a doozy. And then we finally went and saw Spider-Man. Oh, the Feast Man is on. Hello. I love it when I randomly follow people because they're really Cool, but I don't know them. And then they watch our show. Hey. Welcome.
Bienvenue.
Bienvenue. We finally got to the theater to see Spider-Man. It was an epic shit show. The movie's great. It's totally worth the hype. However, we went to go see it in IMAX.
I cried at that, too.
Yes, you did. Sorry. Amy Prohaska, question about Tender Bar. There was candlepin bowling. I believe that there is candlepin bowling in parts of Long Island. Honestly. I know there's another kind of bowling and not just the 10-pin there as well, but I really... duck pins, Amy? Yeah, I think that's it. I still love the Tender Bar, and I still think it's Ben Affleck's best role thus far. And we even watched The Last Duel over the weekend. Know what?
He didn't ruin it.
He did not ruin it at all. Him and his bleached hair and his bleached goatee.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, that was not bad. If you're looking for like a Sunday afternoon movie or a Sunday morning movie, that would be good, I think. The Last Duel, starring Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Adam Driver.
And the girl who was the main character in Killing Eve.
Killing Eve, yes. She's great.
And she was just in Free Guy. And I can't remember her name. Help me out, people.
I don't know her name, but I'm sure somebody on here does, and they will let us know.
It's like Colby something.
So, a couple things I want to talk about going to the theater this weekend to see Spider-Man No Way Home. I am all set with purchasing any refreshments at a movie theater ever again. Like a 1 through 6 movie theater. Like a big, not a boutique movie theater, that's a whole different thing. But anything that has multiple screens and IMAX, you now have to order on a digital kiosk and wait for one of 2 kids working behind the counter to bring your food to you. All I did was order a $6 bottle of water, and I had to wait for 20 minutes for them to bring it to me. It is just asinine. I have a big purse. It's all going in there. F you. I'm all done. Like, that is just the most ridiculous thing.
Are we going to star in one of those commercials now? The progressive commercials? People becoming their parents?
I'm totally becoming my parents. Let me tell you, Jim in aisle 7 doing a great job.
Very helpful.
The Feast Man. One time I got a triple meat sandwich and only ate half of it at the restaurant. I love a good midnight snackarooch. But my hands were full when I was getting in my car, so I placed it on the roof. This is interesting. I don't know what's happening there, but that's what he let us know live on the show. And yes, I left it there. It flew off, and I ran it over. I tried to save it, but it was unsavable. Okay. That does sound tragic, Feastman.
Good night, everybody!
But I'm not sure what that has to do with us going to the movies and seeing Spider-Man No Way Home. Which, by the way, again, the movie's great. Oh, definitely watch the movie.
Is it a progressive thing, or... I don't know.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Okay, listen, we watched The Eternals again.
And it's slightly less awful the second viewing.
It's not so bad when you're on your couch. Who would have guessed it?
Yeah, I will say that. It's still not great, but it's okay. It was passable, maybe. That's the word I'm looking for. The other thing about Spider-Man No Way Home, when you go to see a movie in IMAX and you're waiting and they're screening the trailers... Why is it so loud? Like, ridiculously loud. And again,
Maria Menounos made my ears bleed.
I'm turning into my parents, I'm old, get off my lawn. But seriously, does it really need to be that loud? To the point where I went out into the lobby and asked if they had earplugs. And luckily, I always carry an extra pair, so I did give them to you, so you wouldn't lose your mind.
I didn't wear any earplugs.
Well, they stopped right after that.
Guys, I've been a carpenter for 27 years or so. I've lost some of my hearing. If we're ever out somewhere, I tend to lean in and try to read your lips and listen at the same time. Okay, I've lost a good amount of my hearing, right?
Yeah.
You
always say you're deaf as a hat.
My ears hurt when they were doing the
trailers.
No, not even the trailers. Before that.
Yeah, the Maria Menounos stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously, we went to AMC theaters.
It was just terrible.
It was too loud, and Dave was already not in a great mood, and he was like...
Long story short, I had an anxiety attack. And
then we ended up watching the rest of the movie a row apart, basically. He was over in the corner where the seats were a little less...
wider and nicer and...
packed in. The Feast Man, I hadn't seen the non-Marvel Spider-Man movies, so I was a little lost in No Way Home. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, at least you're back on topic, Feast Man. Thank you. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but obviously there are multiple universes, and they bring people back. Yeah, so
they bring everyone back.
And I didn't watch at least one of the Spider-Man movies, and I was still kind of like really happy with what I saw.
They did a really nice job with it. And like I said, I cried.
Amy's also mentioning the Eternals and the Ten Rings connection. So it is good to watch it because there is a lot of stuff in there. But again, it's so much better to watch it from the safety of your couch where you can pause and go to the bathroom and do such things. Yep. We already talked about The Last Duel. But I think it's worth mentioning. It's so much better than we were expecting. We were really expecting it to be
we
really
were kind
awful.
of expecting Goodwill Hunting in medieval France.
Yeah.
And it was much better than
How do you like them gourds? Sorry,
Yeah.
that's all I had. Good night,
Nice.
everybody. We don't have much to talk about in the way of food today, although it's another Taco Wednesday, which is weird that we keep doing that on Wednesday and not on Tuesdays. But we did have some new music. We listened to the new Elvis Costello record. There are some gems on there for sure.
Before I forget,
Yes.
the Ricky Powell documentary.
Yes. Is that on Prime? What is that on?
Oh my goodness.
We'll have to get back to you on what it's on. It may be on Showtime because we just picked up Showtime for a little bit. Ricky Powell, Homeboy, Throw in the Towel. Your girl got by Ricky Powell. He's often known as the Fifth Beastie. He's a photographer and a character in his own right. He took one of the most iconic pictures, actually two of the most iconic pictures of Basquiat, one of which with Andy Warhol. I mean, and this guy is such a character. I may have hung out with him in the 90s backstage at a Beastie Boys show and shared some vegetable stuff.
Some of the devil's lettuce?
Yeah. But the documentary on his life is fantastic. So check it out if you can. I think it's on Showtime, but I'll double check on that one. Oh, Feastman loved The Last Duel. There you go. That's all the time we have. We have 4 minutes left. Lily, are you finally here? And thank you for listening to the radio show as well. If you guys need something to listen to during the day or you live in the greater Long Island area, I am on middays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday on 103.1 Max FM. So that would be great if you would listen once in a while. Thanks. Erica Hill joining us. Nikki T is posting some stuff on the Elvis Costello record. Oh, there's a book. Excellent. We really liked listening to the Elvis record. There are a couple songs that were like, not my jam.
Magnificent Hurt, though.
There's some really good
song.
Reminiscent of earlier Elvis Costello stuff going on. It's not the Attractions, though. It's Elvis and the Imposters, right. I believe. Mm-hmm. But very good. Anything that has a strong backbeat, we really liked. So keep that in mind.
Some of it is more adult listening, kind of.
Also, I spent the latter half of the 90s and the rest of the time thus far being ridiculed for Dear You being my favorite Jawbreaker record of all time. It's one of my favorite records of all time.
It's the only Jawbreaker record that I own.
But a lot of Jawbreaker fans hated it, hated the departure of where the band was, from the previous records. Well, now the band is doing a 20th or a 25th anniversary tour for Dear You during a pandemic, thanks. And there's no Boston shows. So either I have to travel to New York, and some of the openers, the Smoking Popes, the Descendants, let's make Angie's dream tour, but during a pandemic and not in her hometown.
Did they not get in touch with Dag Nasty?
I'm a little upset about that, you guys. Just a little bit. Adam Driver was good as a bad guy. Yes, absolutely. We're going back to The Last Duel. Yeah, yeah. Adam Driver, is he bad in anything ever? I don't think so. Although we haven't seen House of Gucci yet, so hold that thought.
And I'm going to probably wait until the sequel.
So we are seriously considering moving the Worst Talk Show to Fridays at 7:30. Let us know if you would be around to watch that.
We know you guys are really hip, and you're always going out on the weekends.
Oh, and we're also getting hit up on the Venmo tip jar. We love you. Thank you. If you have the means and you want to help us with production costs, that would be awesome. At DJ Angie C on the Venmo. The Canals are coming to Boston. Oh, they're not coming to Boston either. Neither are the Eagles, by the way. We actually know somebody who tours with them, and we're getting stiffed. Boston is just getting stiffed. Oh, well. Maybe we'll just have to move to
Hey, remember Hell Freezes Over?
All too well. That's going to do it for us.
They're doing their greatest hits tour.
We love you. This is the Hotel California.
And greatest hits.
Yeah, but it's the Hotel California in its entirety.
Right, and
That's
the greatest hits, yeah.
Sean O'Brien, I'll try to work it into my busy social calendar. Well, thank you, Sean. By the way, I'm still loving the shorter hairdo on you, so thank you. And thank you guys so much for giving us so much content. I always check in with you guys, and I can see what's going on, and I feel like I'm hanging out with you all the time anyway. And we love that you're such a big part of the show, and the show wouldn't be the show without you. So if I haven't said that enough, we totally love you, and we're so happy that you hang out with us weekly. Said. All right. So, Bob Tarassi's in for Friday nights at 7:30. We'll keep you posted. Make sure, if you're on Instagram, we do have a Facebook group page you can join. We will be using StreamYard, and we will be blasting out on different platforms coming soon. Connor says, my parents are famous, and I love it. Oh, we love you too, Connor. We're really not famous, but if you want to think that, totally fine.
I'm infamous.
All right. We love you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. Anything you want us to watch, drop us a line and let us know.
Have a good week, guys.